What's up, everybody? Look at this thing. So this one is like the length of my head almost. I mean, definitely the length of my beard. Beautiful pod. Again, from Lone Star Mastiffs, Mr. Gary Smith. I mean, it's another monster of a pepper. It's huge. Now, like the Yellow Reaper we did the other day, yesterday in fact, that was just like round big. This is just long big. It's longer than my fingers. Again, I said I don't have very long fingers or big hands, right? I'm big enough though. You know what I mean? It's bigger than, you know what I mean? She's a monster. Again, beautiful pepper. This is a chocolate Primotalii. Again, by Lone Star Mastiffs, chocolate Primotalii. I've had one before, only one, and it burned me really, really good. And it was only about that big. It was about half the size of this. So this is going to probably be brutal, but we're going to do it. So it hasn't been officially rated as a Scoville, but it's estimated, and most people generally seem to think it's around 2.2 million, which would make it hotter than a Carolina Reaper, but who knows? I mean, and it's so hard with peppers because there's usually a variance, from point A to point B or whatever. It can lie within there somewhere if it's a stable pepper, right? And it's been tested. I think the red Primotalii, was created by a guy named Chris Saunders, if I'm not mistaken. So in my box, he sent me some beautiful chocolate Primotaliis. I picked this one because it just looked the gnarliest. It was the longest, kind of the biggest, in fact. But he sent me some cool red ones I'm going to get to too. But without further ado, this is a chocolate Primotalii. Mm. Mm. I'm gonna get resituated. For the birds. Ooh. That last bite was fucking hot, right up where the placenta was, which is generally the hottest part of the pepper, right? Wow. It's a wicked throat burn now. It's climbing. Cottonmouth. Heart's racing. I can just now feel it in the stomach a little bit at the top. Not as floral as I thought it was going to be. I think I remember that from the first Primotalii chocolate I ever had. In fact, the first few bites on this pepper were rather earthy and dirty a little bit. Really good. I like that. Oh. I'm just going to take a minute or so to breathe here. It's taking my breath away. It's building a lot still. Saliva glands are lit. Throat back here is lit. Scratchy. Oh. Whew. That's a mean fucker. It's doing the trick though. Oh. Wow. That's intense. Nose is going to trickle a little bit. As always, man, I need a pepper burp or a drink of water, and I'll be good. But we're here to burn, so we're here to ride it out for at least a 5-minute afterburn. I usually go longer. It's hard to talk. So, as usual, TikTok friends, you're going to lose me, but here's my story. When I said this pepper's doing its trick, a few months back in some videos, I was talking and complaining about foot pain. I don't know if I ever really came back and addressed that. Not that there's really a lot of people that pay that much attention because my videos are so fucking long and shit. But I got diagnosed with gout, which is why in a lot of my videos now, you don't see me on the afterburn or at the end of the videos drinking beer or even before as much. I think my days are getting numbered with the alcohol, beer. I'm gonna have to start cutting some of that out. So I'm trying to wean off a little bit. I'm a functioning alcoholic to a high degree. I mean not like crazy shit, man, but you know, I drink every day. Pretty heavy. 8, 10, 12 beers a night. No problem. Type shit. But I go to bed at a reasonable hour. I get up at a early hour. Make it to work, no problems. But I was gonna say this pepper's doing its trick. Because I had a flare up today really bad, and it's intense right now even. TikTok. My YouTubers, I love you guys. I love everybody, but I usually get I can tell the people that watch my YouTube videos watch for a longer amount of time. So anyway, bad flare up today. Didn't take my medication with me to work. So the intense pain in my right big toe is pretty intense. This pepper is doing the trick. Katie B. Saucy, cool chick, super chilly head, really cool channels, does some cool shit. Go follow her. But she talks about how capsaicin and peppers and hot sauce really helped her with depression, maybe anxiety, just different things, and quitting alcohol as well. And it's true. It's a major stress reliever, and I can still feel my pain, that kind of shit, in my foot right now. But this has taken that away. My mind is off of that and centrally focused on this burn. And so, to me, that's a fucking plus. I mean, it's awesome. It did what I was hoping it would do. So I totally believe in the ability of capsaicin, that it's beneficial, it's helpful in a lot of ways. And that's partly why I got into this as well. Besides the endorphin dump, the cap high, the fucking, just the overall sensation of burning is fun. But it helps with other things. It helps take my mind off of other things at the right times. Anyway, super good pepper. Every pod I've had out of the box of Lone Star Mastiffs has just been phenomenal. Really good heat, really good flavor, really good sizes, big fucking peppers. Really tested me. And I need that, and I like that. There was a time, and again, I've been eating chili, super hots, and things for 4 to 5 years. I think this fall might be getting me into my 6th year. When I first got into it, first Carolina Reaper pepper I ever ate was on my birthday. Again, 4 or 5 years ago in December. So this fall, I think we're getting into, for sure, 5 or 6 years. And there was a time for a long period where I avoided peppers that size. Last fall, last pepper season, into this pepper season, I'm really trying not to avoid those. And I've eaten some fucking monsters, man. And I think it's really overall helped my tolerance building and my confidence. And when I see one of those, I'm like, yeah, no, I got this. But again, they are fucking a handful. And again, I don't think it's... Somebody had asked me a question, I forget. Maybe Tom, somebody on my YouTube had asked a question about it, or something similar, and I was like, sometimes those bigger peppers and then the smaller ones, I don't necessarily think those bigger ones are necessarily hotter all the time. I just think they burn hotter because of the sheer velocity and volume you're eating. I learned also something cool a long time back, and most of you, my chili head brothers out there, and everybody who, enjoys hot sauce and this kind of thing, I learned a long time ago that if you eat a pepper that's 2 million on the Scoville, you've eaten 2 million Scoville, right? But if you eat a second one, same pepper, you haven't now just eaten 4 million Scovilles. You've still just only eaten 2 million, but you've eaten a larger volume of that amount of Scoville heat units, or that amount of capsaicin, however you want to break it down. And I thought that was very interesting because I think there's a lot of people out there that have a misconception that if I eat 2 habaneros that are 400,000, I've eaten up to 800,000. And now you're still burning at a 400,000 level. It just feels more intense because more of a volume. That, my friends, to me, I'm pretty sure, at least that's the way I break it down, those bigger pods like that Carolina Reaper yesterday, that is still just a Reaper pepper, so 1.6 to 2 something, but it burned quite a bit hotter because of the sheer amount I was eating. I'm long-winded, you guys know that. Alright, we're gonna kill this video. Stomach's great. Intense burn is way down now. Throat, not so bad now. There's still a little there I can feel, and a little bit on the sides of the mouth in there, but other than that, not much. But again, recap, you know, not very floral for chocolate pods. Most chocolate pods, in my opinion, are pretty floral, sometimes bitter, sometimes smoky. This pod, I got a little smokiness out of it, maybe a slight tinge of bitterness at the end, but not much floralness, which is awesome. But the first 2 bites again were really like, tasted to me more like a mustard variety, which are my favorite peppers. And so that's when I knew, eating this particular pepper in my mind, when I gave the thumbs up way early in the video, that was why, because the taste was phenomenal. And so therefore I knew that pepper was going to be a challenge, but it was going to be all right because the taste was okay. And then that last couple of bites is when it started changing and getting a little bit more on that bitter, floral, not quite floral, but smoky kind of just taste I don't really care for in my pods. But overall, that's a great tasting chocolate pepper in my opinion. That's saying a lot because I don't like chocolate pods. Anyway, I appreciate you guys all catching my videos, engaging. I love that, man. Like it really, I like to talk about this. This is a passion of mine. You know, I'm just intrigued by peppers, and it started day one when I always ate habaneros, jalapenos, serranos, those kind of things, Fresnos, you know, bell peppers and shit, you know, all these, you know, peppers. So I always liked peppers as a fruit and everything, but it was the day that Nick from North End Sauce sent me, you know, a handful of his homegrown Carolina Reapers he uses in his sauce, which his sauce is fantastic. Look him up. North End Sauce, cool dude. Was one of the first brothers I met in this community, and really connected with, and super cool dude. He generally sends me Reapers every year. I think I've had his Reapers, I think we were talking like a month ago, I think I've had his Reapers almost from the beginning when he started growing his own. And he sent me, this is like maybe 3 years ago, a record size Reaper for him, like the biggest Reaper he'd ever picked off of some of his plants personally, sent it to me to do a video. And that's what I'm talking about. I couldn't finish the pepper 3 years ago, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't as big as yesterday's pepper, that big fucker, but it was close. Maybe I did finish that one and I threw up in the video. I don't remember. It was gnarly. But anyways, what was I saying? Fuck, guys. North End Sauce. Oh, yeah, so it was, you know, just from that day when he challenged me to eat a fresh Carolina Reaper pepper, and the hottest pepper I'd ever had up to that point was a habanero pepper. And he said, dude, do a video. That's how I started doing videos. And he said, you know, do a 10-minute afterburn if you can. He said nobody's been able to do a 10-minute afterburn on my Reapers. One of his buddies, you know, did like 5 minutes, whatever, right? So I did it, you know, and fuck, I'd never eaten anything hotter than a habanero at the time. I was hooked that day. And from that day on, it's been videos, content, and full on burn mode, and loving and enjoying every fucking minute of it. And so I just love these peppers, man. I like the colors, I like the shapes, I like the heat, I like the flavors, I like to test my body limits, I like to challenge myself. I mean, everything about fresh peppers is my favorite. And again, my favorite way to burn, because you have challenges, you have hot sauce, you've got powders, you've got tinctures, you've got fresh pods, you've got spicy food challenges, whatever. My favorite way to burn is, in my opinion, the most natural, and that is exactly what we just did. Is fresh pods. There's just nothing like it. You put it with food, it dilutes it. You put it in hot sauce, it dilutes it. It's, although, look, again, people are probably come at me if they catch this video this long, but again, I get it. There's mash sauces out there. I've had them, they're hot, but I get it. But to me, they're still just not as natural. Usually there's other ingredients in there. There's other stuff. This is just, you're getting all the flavor of that pepper, all the heat of that pepper. You're getting the toughest that thing has to offer, and I like it. I love it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. This is a long fucking video. I'm sorry. We'll see you next time.